Respected District 20 Director, DTM Khalid Abdullah, Program Quality Director, DTM Mona Al-Khab, Club Growth Director, DTM Yasser Al-Kashar, Event Chair, DTM Sunita Raghu, Organizing Committee members, fellow Toastmasters, and mass Speechcraft participants. Good evening to one and all. Welcome you all to District 20 first ever mass Speechcraft. I am Toastmaster Edwin Joss, a member of Palakkad Toastmasters and an engineer by profession, your Chief Sergeant at Arms for this wonderful session. Ladies and gentlemen, to complete this session successfully, we have some ground rules. To avoid background noise, moderator will mute your microphones when you are not speaking. Refrain from movements while the camera is on during the session. Zoom chat options are restricted to host and co-host. If you need to communicate with the organizing committee, please use WhatsApp. During the presentations, the chat option is restricted to moderator. For applause, please use hand gestures or emoji icons. Now let us all remind ourselves of the core values of Toastmasters International: integrity, respect, service, and excellence. Ladies and gentlemen, with those core values, let us proceed with the program. To open the session, we have a dynamic Toastmaster as the event chair here. She's Toastmaster since 2018, member of 2 clubs, current District 20 Club Retention Coordinator for Bahrain, President of Palakkad Toastmasters Club. She has a proven track record of success in the field of coaching, mentoring, and leadership. A finance professional and an investment consultant. She considers learning as a lifelong pursuit and believes in giving back to society in whatever way is possible. Please put your hands together to welcome distinguished Toastmaster Sunita Raghu to call the session to order and welcome the audience.
Thank you, Sergeant at Arms, Toastmaster Edwin Joss, for the lovely introduction. District 20 Director, DTM Khalid Abdullah, Program Quality Director, DTM Mona Al-Khab, Club Growth Director, DTM Yasser Al-Gashar, Club Retention Coordinator, DTM Saha Muhammad, Organizing Committee members, all the members from all 4 countries, Bahrain, Kuwait, Egypt, and Iraq. A warm good evening to one and all. I hereby call District 20 Mass Speechcraft Session 1 to order. At the outset, I would like to congratulate all the club presidents, ESCOM, and the coordinators for taking huge efforts to enroll the members for this Mass Speechcraft. District 20 Mass Speechcraft is an innovative initiative mooted by our District 20 Director, DTM Khalid Abdullah, a few months back. And I was on board along with my counterpart, Club Retention Chair, DTM Saha Muhammad, almost 2 months to translate his vision into reality. Believe me, it was not at all an easy task to bring all the clubs that needed district support to bring in new members and to retain existing members by way of this Mass Speechcraft or member orientation program training with quality workshops. This is primarily aimed to give a kind of helping hands to those clubs who want to increase their member base to retain their existing members by providing quality educational workshops. So for that, we have approached many good presenters, and you will be listening a wonderful presentation from all of them. When you seek knowledge to better yourself, in the process, you become a confident person and search to achieve new heights. That will ultimately take you to where you want to go, success and accomplishment. Hence the theme, seek, soar, succeed. Though I have been assigned the head of this event, I'm not alone. DTM Seham is equally involved from the beginning, and I have a team of dedicated members from education, Toastmaster Farida, DTM Asha, Toastmaster Anjali, Toastmaster Priyanka, and Toastmaster Sara, and DTM Rajamanikam from PR team, and DTM Veena and DTM Seham from quality, and our moderators. We are all working relentlessly to present you a wonderful program. This is a combined effort. So we are here today with all our effort. I wish all the participants, coordinators, a very happy learning. And we all, very often you will hear our Sir Ralph C. Smedley's word. When we learn the best in the moment of enjoyment, enjoy the process and enrich your knowledge. So I wish all of you a very happy learning. You will definitely add value to your personality by attending these 6 sessions. I am so confident about it. Now, let us move on to the session without any further delay. To help us conduct the session, we have a very creative Toastmaster here. She is a psychologist, writer, and director. Member of 2 different language clubs, Pratham Hindi Toastmasters Club and Smedley Bering Toastmasters Club. A champion speaker, she believes that we can be happy if we keep our surroundings happy. Please put your hands together to welcome the charming and energetic Master of Ceremonies, Toastmaster Ramanpreet Praveen. Toastmaster Ramanpreet, the screen is yours.
Thank you, Venture Distinguished Toastmaster Sunita Raghu, for that wonderful introduction of mine. District 20 Director DTM Khalid Abdullah, District 20 Program Quality Director DTM Mona Al-Quaib, District 20 Club Growth Director DTM Yasser Al-Kashar, Event Chair DTM Sunita Raghu, the organizing team, fellow Toastmasters, invited dignitaries, and invited guests. A very warm good evening. I welcome you all to this unique digital Speechcraft training session. If you can speak, you can influence. If you can influence, you can change lives. As the Speechcraft name implies, it was created to help people turn their speaking skills into a craft, to help them advance their professional and personal communication through a condensed version of the Toastmasters member experience. In a 6 weeks program, all the participants present here will have the opportunity to boost their confidence as they will improve their communication, public speaking, and leadership skills, all within the safe environment of a Toastmasters club. This is the first of a kind that District 20 is organizing a mass Speechcraft training sessions along with our District 20 leaders and members for the benefit of all. Setting goals is the first step into turning the invisible into the visible. And that's what is the motive of this workshop. And this statement totally justifies the theme of the mass Speechcraft: seek, soak, succeed. Let's not delay and move on to our agenda. Let's begin the District 20 Mass Speechcraft Session 2022-2023. I'm Toastmaster Ramanpreet Praveen, your Master of Ceremonies for the day. Ladies and gentlemen, I feel honored while introducing to you our District 20 Director. A leader is someone who empowers their team members to embrace their own unique leadership. This leader is the one who does not leave any opportunity to empower others. He is indeed a soft-spoken and a charismatic leader. He's a member of the most senior corporate club in the district, BAPCO Toastmasters. Not only that, he is a member of 5 more clubs with active participation. His purpose in life is to lead his kids by a good example of a father to be followed. And that's why he's in Toastmaster. Please welcome our District 20 Director, DTM Khalid Abdullah, with a big round of applause. DTM Khalid, the virtual control is now with you.
Thank you so much, Master of Ceremonies, for the lovely introduction. I hope I live by whatever you introduced me with. Our Program Quality Director, DTM Mona Al-Quaib, Okay, that's the game that Toastmaster Tawfiq always plays with me, and I always try to challenge him. So let me see how far I can challenge him with. Our Club Growth Director, DTM Yasser Al-Gashar, Event Chair, DTM Sunita Raghu, other dignitaries in the house. Let me also mention the Speechcraft Coordinator, District 20 Speechcraft Coordinator, DTM Veena, and of course, Retention Chair, DTM Siham. And if I go with the dignitaries, I think I would not be able to give justice to my address. So let me maybe end it here. Coordinators, speech crafters, new members, and guests. Good evening, and good evening to all of you. I purposely timed myself because I noticed that I have only 4 minutes. And when I look at the crowd right now, I get so emotional, to be honest. That is something, was a vision that was planted. In fact, many years ago, when I was CGD, DTM Muhammad Salim, past district director, thought of an idea to enroll many into Speechcraft. And for those who doesn't know this, we also bought the manuals, 100 manuals by that time, but unfortunately, COVID came. And in fact, COVID was around, but then online Speechcraft came, and we could not know and do the details of it until this time. I thought, why not? Let me also maybe do this. And if I have 2 supporters like PQD and CGD, who goes with any crazy idea that I bring on the table, and then of course, if I have leaders like DTM Sunita, Toastmaster Sarah, although she doesn't like to mention her name, Tawfiq, many more. I would not honestly give justice if I start giving names in here. But for those who believed in this vision, it's not just Speechcraft. There is something for the Speechcraft coordinators, whoever wants to get credit. There is something for the new members to join, because when you, as a brand, when you say Toastmasters, maybe not many would understand what you mean. So if you offer Toastmasters as a course, and that's what we are trying to do, then we would definitely get more to comprehend whatever we do here, that self-transformation that everyone goes in here when they join Toastmasters. And to complement this and that would be strong mentoring, because we know many of the new members, when they join, mentoring is what eludes them to stay for many, many years. So it's a complete package. And of course, before we even go there, we aligned Toastmasters International and the whole idea. And when I first said this, the trials knows when we mentioned this in the mid-year training, everyone was just not understanding what are we trying to do. And trust me, DTM Sunita and the team in here spent lots of time just to justify the idea itself. So it's so innovative idea. It's an experiment, I would say, so far. And thank you so much, everyone, for trusting in the idea itself. Thank you so much for joining us, be it new members, be it the coordinators themselves, be it the Toastmasters who are here. And what can I say about the organizing committee? Thank you so much for believing in us. This is something, if it goes well, trust me, it will transform learning in Toastmasters in District 20 for many years. And that's why we are here. We're not here to just have a success for this event. We are here to transform District 20 learning and Toastmasters learning for many, many years to come. I can see my time is up. Thank you so much, everyone. And let's enjoy the first mass Speechcraft in District 20. Back to you, Master of Ceremonies.
Thank you, DTM Khalid Abdullah, for those motivational words. Now it's time to call our program quality director. She lives by Nelson Mandela's quote, "I never lose, I either win or I learn." She's a certified professional trainer and has been Toastmaster since 2013, filling all club EXCOM roles several times. She has been in District EXCOM as Area Director, Division Director, and Head of Arabic Club Affairs. She has been Pathways Ambassador, Manager, Coordinator, and Trainer Coordinator. Achieved DTM 3 times. In club, she has given her services as a mentor, sponsor, and a successful coach. Currently, she is active in 3 English clubs, 2 Arabic clubs, and a bilingual club. Let's welcome our PQD DTM Mona Al-Quaib with a big round of applause. DTM Mona, the virtual control is now with you.
Thank you so much, our lovely MC, District Director, DTM Khalid Abdullah, Club Growth Director, DTM Yasser Gashar. I can see here many dignitaries, but I will just make it very short and sweet. I will say dignitaries, and the queen of today's event is Toastmaster DTM Sunita. Fellow Toastmasters and guests, a very good evening to you all. First of all, I would like to congratulate all the champions who joined the Mass Speechcraft today and wish them all the best. I would like to extend my appreciation to great leaders and members, organizing team of Mass Speechcraft, that they take this, the crazy idea that Khalid called it, and always when we have crazy ideas, if it is going to serve the members or serve people that around us that we do care about for them, sure, we will take it and we will think about it and we'll bring it to the best as we can do. The world will always have a demand for a new good leaders. Good leaders are those who know their goals and can achieve their targets in an efficient manner. Good leaders are those who can clearly communicate their visions and ideas. Good leaders are those who are able to coach teams and mentor others. Realizing these facts and considering my future in 2013, I took my first step by joining Toastmaster Club, and there I got the opportunity to develop the leader inside me, such as you are doing today. You are taking the first step where you are joining Toastmaster clubs, which will give you the opportunity to learn how to communicate your ideas, to tell stories, or to inspire somebody. It will help you also to listen better and answer more effectively. It will help you, as helped us, to better define our goals, put our plans, and achieve our targets. Referring to behavioral theories, anyone can be made a leader by teaching them the most appropriate behavioral response for any given situation. Here I would add to it that true and good leaders are made in Toastmasters Club. Therefore, all the leaders who take this on their shoulders and show up to help the new leaders that joining today, I will say thank you so much and wish all the best to the new leaders who are joining today. Back to you, our MC.
Thank you, DTM Mona Al-Quaib, for those wonderful and encouraging words for all of us. Now I introduce to you all our Club Growth Director. He holds a Bachelor of Science degree in Chemical Engineering, working with Benegas for last 21 years. Currently serving as Superintendent Materials Quality and Control. He joined Toastmasters in June 2012 and is one of the founders of Benegas Toastmaster Club. He has served in several positions in Toastmasters from clubs, area, division, district, and DTEC. In 2021, he has served as a DTEC chairman. He believes that a true leader is one who learns with enjoyment, shares with passion, and lead by example. Let's welcome our CDD, DTM Yasser Al-Kashar with a big round of applause. DTM Yasser, the virtual control is with you now.
Thank you, Master of Ceremony, for this nice introduction. First of all, let me recognize the presence of our district director, DTM Khalid Abdullah, our program quality director, DTM Mona Al-Aqab, events chair, DTM Sunita Rago, organizing team for Mass Speechcraft, good evening all, and for all the new members in the Toastmaster or prospective members in the Toastmaster for District 20. Yes, finally it is done. Khalid, we do it. When we start in the mid-training, maybe in beginning of January, but we started before we discussed also with the mid-training about Mass Speechcraft. We need it, and the idea was, I will not say crazy, to be honest, from the first time he said, Khalid, I like the idea. The idea, okay, will be under the CGT because of it is Speechcraft, it is adding new member, helping the clubs, coaching. So I was in between. Okay, I have in my team the retention chair in Bahrain, Sunita Rago, DTM Sunita Rago, and Kuwait also Siham Abdullah, Speechcraft coordinator as DTM Vina. So it will be underway. How we will do it. Then we call for meetings. We sit all together. We add also Tawfiq and Shara also from my team. So that we discussed the idea. If you see how we work behind it and how it is go through to explain exactly, it is not a Speechcraft, but it is Speechcraft. It is adding members, orientation member. It is so there is a lot of things behind that one. But I was so happy. The people who work on this is amazing people. Thank you for all the people who working behind. Started from DTM Mita, DTM Fina, DTM Toastmaster Sara, Toastmaster Tawfiq, Anjali also. And there is a lot of people who work behind and work. All the coordinators from each club president, they are president also present for, and they are working to add a lot of members. It is amazing. It is the start. The first year we are doing it. I was so happy. We are 69 now, up to now, who's attending the first one. But our aim is higher than that, and we can achieve it. It is the beginning, as our district director mentioned, it is the beginning or the first year we are doing it, and we will continue, inshallah, to do it. We need to help all the clubs, help the member, and we choose the best people to train you. So enjoy it, ask question. We are here, bigger family. Join us and ask any question you want. Thank you, and back to you.
Thank you, DTM Yasser Al-Kashar. Every word you said was captivating and encouraging for all of us. There is something that we all have. We can't keep it in safe, but can only make the best of it. And our future depends entirely on how we use it. Yes, you all guessed it right. I'm talking about time. And today we have with us a meticulous timer who is going to keep a record of every second we all are going to spend today in this session. She's a passionate person who loves to read and write poetry and stories. She's a member of the International Poetry and Literacy Group, member of 2 clubs. She is here to enjoy new challenges and learnings. Please welcome Toastmaster Danish Rizvi with a big round of applause to explain the timing criteria. Toastmaster Danish.
Thank you, Master of Ceremonies. Thank you for a wonderful introduction. Can you hear me?
Yeah.
Yeah. Today's we all of we all know what about the time. Time is very precious, and even in the life and then the Toastmaster also. So for today's meeting, we have the criteria. So I will show you the cards on for Toastmaster Jahangir. I have the criteria for 15 minutes, and then green on the 15 minutes, then 18 minute I will show you the yellow, and after 20 minutes I will show the red, and it will remain till the speech will finish. Okay, so speech will over, and after that speech we will have the question answer session. Just 1 second, please. So there is some interruption. Yes, sorry for the interruption. Then red, it will remain till the speech, and then after the Toastmaster Jahangir, DTM Jahangir speech will over. Then after we have the question answer session for about 8 minutes, and yes. And after that, we have education. After that, we have the Toastmaster. There's interruption. Sorry. Then others. Then after that, we have Toastmaster Nina with us. I will show the green on 10 minutes, yellow on 12 minutes, and red on 15 minutes. For Toastmaster Priyanka, it's an icebreaker speech. So I will show the green card on 4 minutes, yellow card on 5, and red card on 6 minutes. Then after speech, it will remain till the last word of this speech. And after Toastmaster Priyanka's speech, we have the question answer session with Toastmaster Nina, and that will remain for 5 minutes. Hopefully everyone knows about the timing criteria for today's speech. And thank you, and over to you, Master of Ceremonies, Toastmaster Ramanpreet Praveen.
Thank you, Toastmaster Danish, for explaining the timing criteria to all of us. Now is the time to move ahead with today's educational session. Before we begin our session, I would like to inform you that there will be a presentation followed by a question and answer session. To have a smooth, uninterrupted session, all chats will be disabled. You can send your queries to the moderator, and the same will be read out during the question and answer sessions. Let's start the first presentation, Introduction to Toastmasters. We have with us a young distinguished Toastmaster who is going to start the session with enlightening all by introducing Toastmasters. His Toastmasters journey started in early 2005 as a Gavelier. He became one of the youngest DTMs of District 20 at the age of 26. He's working as fire evacuation drill instructor at Civil Defense of Bahrain. DTM Jahangir loves adventure sports, parasailing, bungee jumping, rafting, and believe me, he has tried his hands on all. He believes that you are your own hero. Please welcome DTM Jahangir with a big round of applause. DTM Jahangir, the virtual control is with you now.
Thank you, Toastmaster Ramanpreet. Thank you so much for the wonderful introduction. Let me acknowledge our District Trio, District 20 Director, DTM Khalid Abdullah, District 20 Program Quality Director, Distinguished Toastmaster Mona Laqab, District 20 Club Growth Director, DTM Yasser Al-Kashar. Thank you. Ladies and gentlemen, leaders, dignitaries from around the globe, good evening to one and all. Do I have, yeah, let's share my screen. Perfect. So today I've been asked to present on just introduce Toastmasters to everyone for the mass Speechcraft. To begin with, I always love to read out some good quotations. Dr. Ralph C. Smedley says, when you talk, you give yourself away. You reveal your true character in a picture which is truer and more realistic than anything an artist can do for you. Now, can I get virtual thumbs up? Do you all agree? No offense to any artist out there. Do you all agree with that? If you do so, you would also be aware of a proverb which goes like, never judge a book by its cover, right? Now, what do you think? Do people judge us when we talk in front of them? Do your boss judge the way you are presenting the presentation you were supposed to present in front of the client? Is your teacher or professor liking the way you are presenting the course which is required 20 grades? Why do they judge when the book is not supposed to be judged by its cover? Ladies and gentlemen, that is why this quotation by Dr. Ralph C. Smedley stands true. It's very important for us to know how to speak. And that is all why we are here in Toastmasters. To begin with, our founder, Dr. Ralph C. Smedley. C stands for chestnut. Our first meeting happened on October 22nd, 1924. We are in our 99th year. He had the title of Honorary President and Lifetime Board Member. We're having our headquarters in Eaglewood, Colorado, United States of America. Now, what is Toastmasters? If you ask anyone, this is something which you will get to hear. Toastmasters International is a non-profit educational organization that teaches public speaking and leadership skills. Public speaking and leadership, both opportunities for you to grow yourself in Toastmasters through a worldwide network of clubs. The organization membership is approximately 280,000 in more than 14,700 clubs in 114 countries. These numbers itself speaks about how great of an organization we are all part of. Having 280,000 plus and minus members in 14,700 plus minus clubs, it's a huge number. So that means people are getting to know the benefits of Toastmasters every single day. From 1924, Toastmasters International has helped people from diverse backgrounds become more confident speakers, communicators, and leaders. Now, if we look into the Toastmaster hierarchy, this is how it looks. You, those who are the members, and those who will be the members very soon after this Speechcraft for sure. You are at the top. 20 members plus per club makes a club. 4 to 6 clubs make an area. 3 to 6 areas make a division. 3 to 7 divisions make a district. And then it comes to 7 to 10 districts per region makes a region. We are having 10 in North America and 4 in the rest of the world. Toastmasters International, after the regions, we have the Toastmasters International Board of Directors, and then we have the World Headquarters. All of us, we belong to District 20, Region 11, and we are having our amazing trial with us today, a proud district, District 20, we are all part of, with a rich history, with a rich, I must say that leaders, along with that, we are having champion speakers from our home. Now, how does a Toastmasters meeting work? Would you like to know more about a meeting, how the meeting looks like? I would like to share with you a short video so that we have the question and answers later on with the presentation as well. Please, let me know if it is audible.
DTM Jahangir, it's not in sync.
Sorry?
It's not audible and it's not syncing with the video.
Okay. By any chance, the admins, the IT team, can they play this video? Do they have the access to that? Has it been shared? Toastmaster Tawfiq?
Let me pull it off from the web if I can.
I may proceed and then we'll come back to this. In case it's not there, then we will skip on this.
I have it if you wish.
Yes, please, if you can.
Definitely. Let me share my screen. Can I
Yes, I'll
still?
stop you.
Yes,
Yeah.
please. Okay, I think I did it.
Yeah.
Stop sharing and share with sound. My apology.
Thanks for visiting Toastmasters International, where more than 4 million people have become more confident speakers and leaders. They did so by visiting a Toastmasters club in their company or community. When you visit a club, you'll find 3 things. Members give speeches, they take on meeting roles, and they have a great time learning. There's no designated teacher in a Toastmasters meeting. Instead, much of the learning happens by doing a particular task, such as giving a formal speech or fulfilling a particular meeting role. Ready to visit a club? It's free, and you can find one near you on the Toastmasters website at www.toastmasters.org. The purpose of the meeting roles is to help the members improve their speaking and leadership skills by providing feedback and evaluation. There are 7 different meeting roles: Toastmaster of the Day, Awe Counter, Grammarian, Timer, Evaluator, Table Topics Master, and General Evaluator. Every meeting is started by the club president, who introduces the Toastmaster of the Day. The Toastmaster of the Day is the host of the meeting. Fulfilling this role is great practice for leading meetings. The Toastmaster begins by introducing people who will fill other meeting roles for the day. He or she acts like an MC and keeps the meeting flowing smoothly and on time. Many clubs use an awe counter to document the number of filler words members use while speaking. At the end of each meeting, the awe counter reports how many ahs, and other similar words each speaker used. This helps members become more aware of unintended words or sounds they make when they speak. The grammarian helps members expand their vocabularies. One of the grammarian's duties is to provide a word of the day and its definition. If a member uses the word of the day or says something well, the grammarian calls attention to it. As the name implies, the timer records the exact length of each speech. He or she also uses timing lights to help speakers stay within their allocated time limits. The general evaluator takes notes throughout the meeting and reports back to everyone, giving specific feedback on how well the meeting flowed and also on how future meetings might be improved. The general evaluator also calls for reports by the awe counter, grammarian, and timer. In every club meeting, there are at least 2 members who present speeches. These speakers don't just stand up and start talking. They use the guidelines in their designated education manuals to prepare their presentations and reach the objectives for each speech. Every speaker who has prepared speeches in advance enjoys one of Toastmasters' greatest benefits: evaluation. Think of it as having a friend watch you practice a speech and then give you helpful feedback. The speaker usually meets with an evaluator before the meeting and asks the evaluator to pay attention to certain aspects of the talk. After all the speeches are done, the evaluators present their feedback in front of the club, covering areas such as, did the speakers use their hands to gesture well? Did they control their voices throughout the speeches? What did they do especially well, and what are some ideas for improvement? In addition to prepared speeches, a few minutes are set aside for table topics. This is often the most challenging, but also the most fun part of our meetings. During table topics, a series of questions or speaking topics are presented, and members are selected to respond on the spot. This is excellent training for those situations that come up in everyone's lives, where we have to think fast and say just the right thing. It might be a job interview, a sales meeting, or a dinner conversation. Table topics are great for practicing and honing the skills of impromptu speaking. Now that all the reports have been made, the president calls the meeting to a close. Everyone joins Toastmasters with a personal goal. Maybe it's a goal to become a more competent presenter, or learn how to run a meeting, or think faster on your feet. Whatever it is, you can achieve your goal if you participate. So, what's your goal? For more information on the club experience, please visit a Toastmasters club. To learn more about how you can become a better speaker and leader, visit www.toastmasters.org. To find a Toastmasters meeting near you, visit the Find a Club section at www.toastmasters.org.
Back to you.
Thank you, DTM Khalid Abdullah. Now, this is how Toastmasters work. I had a technical issue. That's where the district director stepped in and helped me out. So back to sharing my screen. Now, what does the Toastmaster Club experience offer? Feedback and evaluation in a supportive environment. Now, this is something which is the most important, as Stacy did mention in the video itself. How would you like if someone comes to you and tells you that, Jahangir, your speech was perfect, I loved it, but I believe that you need to work on this particular area of your speech. Don't you think that you will get motivated, that there is someone who feels that I'm perfect, but still there is some room of improvement for me in some particular area? That is the best part of Toastmasters. You get feedback, you get evaluation on the places where you need to improve one. We know it, what we need to improve, but when others come to us in a supportive environment and let us know that these are the areas of improvement for us, definitely we would love to be there. And that is something which you experience in our Toastmasters meeting. It is an opportunity for you to take the club leadership positions. Once you become a club member, you evaluate the different leaders' performances, how they take their leadership roles, and you want to be a leader as well in your professional life. You take a club experience of being a leader of the 7 positions we are having, which will be covered later on, and you can serve the club, and that is how you will learn how to be a better leader in your personal and professional life as well. It is an interactive learning environment. Everything is on the touch of the button. You will find your educational plan, everything on the Toastmasters website. When you log in, you access to a mentor. You get a mentor when you become a Toastmaster. You are a member. For example, you join one of the club, you will be assigned a mentor immediately. Mentor's responsibility is to make sure that they make your job easier, your task, your goals, what you have set for yourself, achievable. They will be guiding you. They will be helping you out in your initial days, not just on initial days. They will be there with you throughout. Whenever you need them, you just reach out. There are many out there who reach out to the mentors and they pay thousands and thousands of dollars in order to get their job done. In Toastmasters, you get it for free. You have a mentor for you when you join any particular club. The ability to assume club meeting roles. You have different meeting roles as mentioned in the video itself. All these roles are very important. They teach you something. Like, for example, a grammarian. A grammarian looks into your grammatical mistakes if you make any. He or she introduces a new word to you. In every meeting, you're learning a new word. There is an R counter. R counter is there for you so that he or she will evaluate if there were some pause fillers in your presentation. Now, tell me, when you go outside, you listen to one of the speaker or someone in one of the conference, if they're doing presentation and they're making us, I want to say, but you will not be that into the presenter because you will have these pause fillers distracting you from the way they're presenting. So these are some of the things which you improve when you join a Toastmasters club. That is, you make sure that you minimize your pause fillers. You practice giving prepared and impromptu speeches. You have the manual, you have the evaluation sheets, you have all the module with you. What are the things required step by step? presented to you in the Pathways Learning Experience. You can get all the details and present a prepared speech. You get to speak on your feet when you are taking time in your table topic contest or table topic speeches in the meeting. So everything does get covered. What is in it for you? You improve your public speaking skills, you build your leadership skills, you maximize your potential, you enjoy unlimited personal growth. I have been in Toastmaster for many number of years now, and I believe that I learn and I am improving as a leader and as a speaker every single meeting. You work on networking in a small and supportive environment. You get to meet so many different people. Trust me, there are only 2 times I get disappointed. One, when my favorite football team, that is Real Madrid, if they lose. And secondly, if I go to a new place and I don't find a Toastmaster there, I'm like, why? There should be a Toastmaster. And boom, I get to meet someone over there. So once you are a part of Toastmasters events, you go to the different clubs, you get to meet people working in different areas. You get your networking very strong. You practice writing speeches, presenting in front of group. You gain a competitive advantage in the workplace. If you are a good speaker, if you are a good presenter, then definitely you will be the option number 1 at your workplace. I have seen that in many of the clubs where they had members who were corporate clubs in specific, where the speakers, the presenters, they improved themselves. That gave them competitive advantage at their workplace. They were the number 1 choice when it came to any of the events in the corporate industry. You build your self-confidence and self-awareness. You get to see what is there in you, because it's very easy to say that, I don't think so, I will be good when it comes to public speaking. But once you get into public speaking, that is when you realize, oh, I'm very good when it comes to debating. Oh, I'm very good when it comes to humor. Oh, I'm very good when it comes to impromptu speaking. You get to understand and realize what you are made of. There is endless learning, active listening, communication style, cross-cultural understanding, effective body language, evaluation and feedback, leadership style. All these things get covered when you are part of Toastmasters. What's more, as I mentioned, you get assigned a mentor. You get full access to Toastmasters educational program Pathways. When you go to the website, you register yourself, you go through the questionnaire, you get the options of the path you can select, which is useful for you, which is recommended by TI. You can choose one of the options and boom, you have everything what you need with the touch of your fingers. In every meeting, the members get a chance to take several meeting roles. You can take whatever you want to take in a meeting role in order to improve your listening and speaking skills. Your speech, report, documentation, writing skills, everything get improved. It is a 360-degree evaluation process, helps members to know the area of improvement. You have general evaluation, you have individual evaluations. You can ask any member, even if he or she is not evaluating your speech. You can ask me, I'm a member, Jahangir, what did you feel about my speech? Definitely, I would love to share my feedback on your presentation. And likewise, if you're having 20 people attending, you can ask all the 20 people, how did I deliver my speech today? How was my presentation today? You will get the feedback from each and every person in the meeting room in a supportive way. Members get to take opportunity to take up leadership roles, not just in club, area, district, division, and district. Today, we are having this mass Speechcraft. It is a leadership opportunity for the leaders who are taking this up. The event organizers, the education team, all the role players, they're taking the leadership position in the district event. Business, as I mentioned, you get to meet different people, you get to connect with people, and that will help you in growing yourself individually, personally, and when it comes to professionally as well. I've been told that there will be a special session when it comes to Pathways. I will not be touching base on that, though I did prepare. We're having different paths: dynamic leadership, effective coaching, engaging humor. There are so many paths from which you can choose and improve yourself, whichever category you fit in the best. Now, when it comes to leadership, when it comes to taking up the positions. Dhananjaya Hetirachi, world champion of public speaking, one of the favorites of many out there in our district itself. He did say, within the club, bosses are members like everyone else, and people who aren't leaders within the company can be leaders at Toastmasters. I have seen so many people out there who didn't take any leadership position when it comes to their workplace, but they started taking leadership positions in Toastmasters meetings, in Toastmaster events, and then I did see it flipping. They started taking leadership positions in their workplace as well. Everyone is equal when it comes to the Toastmasters meeting, whether it be a leader, whether it be the club officer, whether it be a member. You all have equal rights in everything. So you can share your concern, you can share what you want to improve, you can do whatever you believe the club and individually you can improve on, you can suggest, and definitely together you can achieve the target. When it comes to the leadership roles at club level, let's compare them. There are 7 leadership positions. President, when it comes to the corporate title, it is just like a CEO, someone, chief executive officer, who is overlooking the organization. That is how the president is. Every term we have a club president who takes the role in order to have a team leading the club in order to achieve the club, area, division, and the district mission and vision and Toastmasters International in general. We have the vice president education. He or she is just like a chief training officer, head of learning and development. He or she makes sure that we have the educational goals for all the members. We have the educational meetings. We have the learning for each and every member of the club in a best and enjoyment as well. When it comes to the VP membership, we have head of recruitment, person who looks for the prospect members, a person who tries to bring in and lead the projects to bring in more Toastmasters, more members to the club so that they can learn just like we are doing. We have the VP Vice President of Public Relations, Head of Corporate Communications, person who makes sure that the good image of the club, of the Toastmasters, is being portrayed on the social platforms and outside world. We have the treasurer, just like the CFO out there, person who collects the funds, makes sure the payments have been done to the TI, makes sure that the club is in good standing when it comes to the finance. We have the expenses being covered. We make sure everything is in working condition. So that is the role of the treasurer. Then we have the secretary, just like the executive secretary in the corporate world, just like the administration staff, makes sure every paper, every documentation is in good status. Everything is in order. When it comes to Sergeant at Arms, head of operations, my favorite and the most important one, someone who makes sure that the meeting room is ready, someone who makes sure everything is in order for the meeting for 2 hours or 3 hours, whatever the time frame is. That person is the most important when it comes to the Toastmasters meeting. That is the club Sergeant at Arms, along with the other 6 officers. This is the envisioned future of the Toastmasters International to be the first choice provider of dynamic, high value, experimental communication and leadership skills development. And trust me, we are all going over there. We are already there, but this is the envisioned future, that we are the first choice when it comes to the learning. Now, I would need the help of either the master of the ceremonies or the moderator. Can I see?
For what?
Oh, yes. Yeah, okay, red light is on. It will be quick. Can I take a few minutes? Will I be allowed for that? If it is.
DTM Sunita, could you please help?
With the glitch.
Yeah.
It's a yes. Quickly.
Yeah, 5 minutes.
Sure,
because
perfect.
Yes.
Perfect. This is something which I want to hear from the members out there, those who are joining in. How long you have been part of Toastmasters? If you have already joined, your first experience in the Toastmasters, your first speech, if you have already delivered, is there any difference today? Is Toastmasters helping you in your professional life? Let me give an answer quickly, and then someone can raise their hand. I have been part of Toastmasters for about 16, 17 years now. My first experience, the first time I went to the meeting, I was really surprised to see the talent which I had, the young kids. My first speech, I was shivering. I was standing in front of the podium. I couldn't speak a word. That is how my first speech was. Is there any difference today? It's right in front of you. The time is up. I'm still not done, though there's a lot to share. Is Toastmasters helping me in my personal life and professional life? Today, I get paid for speaking. I work with Civil Defense of Bahrain. Every day I go out there, present about fire and safety to the people. I get to meet different people. I meet 20 to 200 people every single day where I present, share the knowledge, share the expertise which I have about fire and safety to the people. And yes, every day I'm learning something new, and it is all thanks to Toastmasters. Can I have 1 or 2 volunteers who would like to share their experience in a quick way, please? Do we have a raise of hand? Otherwise, I will just, MC, you can just help me if there is any raise of hand. MC, we cannot hear you.
As of now, no.
Okay, then
we have Dalia Deep, I think, on the screen.
Yes, can I ask,
Okay.
please? Yes, can you please unmute Dalia Aldeep? Can someone please unmute? Yeah.
Yes,
Yes.
I am unmuted.
Yes, please.
I'm sorry, can you repeat the question?
Yeah, just what is there? How long you have been in Toastmasters? Is it helping you in your professional life? Your first time when you delivered a speech? Is there any difference today?
I would say yes. I've been a member for 15 years now.
Okay.
And even though I probably cannot remember my first speech, but I would definitely agree that Toastmasters has helped me transform into a good speaker and leader, which was definitely not the case before Toastmasters.
Perfect, perfect. Thank you, Toastmaster Dalia. Quickly, Toastmaster Murli.
Yes, thank you, Didi Jani. I've been in Toastmaster. This I'll be completing 10 years. My first experience in Toastmaster, amazing. First speech, I still remember my icebreaker. Is there a difference today? Zameen Asman ka farak. That means it's between the earth and the sky. Is Toastmaster helping you in your professional life? My professional life itself is Toastmaster, because every day I attend one meeting, the following day I'm with a customer. So I use my Toastmaster networking for my professional life. Thank you. Over to you.
Thank you. Lastly, can I have DTM Khalid? And then I'll go towards the question and answers. Khalid Jalal raised the hand. Yeah, sorry. Yeah, DTM Khalid Jalal. Can someone please unmute DTM Khalid Jalal?
Thank you very much, distinguished Toastmaster Jahangir Khan. If I have to answer your question, how long you have been part of Toastmaster, it took me now 4.5 years to 5 years in Toastmaster, thanks to one of my colleagues who brought me to Toastmaster, which I was running away for 45 years of my life. But now I feel it was the right decision to join Toastmaster. And yes, it has changed me from what I was 4.5 years ago and now, because 4.5 years, I still remember my first speech, we call it Icebreaker. And that day was the doomsday for me, because I know how nervous I was. Although I didn't let other people know, but inside me, I know how nervous I was. And today, with the help of my mentors, I was able to transform myself from an ordinary individual to a speaker, what I'm being called to be speaker in professional platforms. I moderate professional sessions in my own field and in other fields. And I'm glad to say also today I'm a mentor, and I mentor so many others. You can see my background is virtual mentor 360. So that has given me the confidence to help others as well. So there I am in front of you, DTM Jahangir.
Thank you so much. Thank you so much. Lastly, ladies and gentlemen, something which I would love to end my presentation with. This is what I have believed all these years being in Toastmasters. Toastmasters is the best learning ground. This is how I put it. If you want to learn your public speaking, if you want to learn leadership, this is the place where you have to be. It's not just that you have to just join the club and be there. do nothing. Take the speeches, take the leadership opportunities. Whatever comes your way, take it, because you will never learn something if you're not doing anything for that. Whether it be a football match, if you want to be a good footballer, you have to step into the field. You don't want to be a good speaker, you have to be a Toastmaster. So ladies and gentlemen, I welcome you to Toastmasters International. Trust me, this platform will definitely change your life. And I hope that one day I will meet you and you will be proud to say that you are here and you will be here. You are here to stay. Now, quickly, if you have any questions, please, you can ask your questions. I'll be more than happy to answer the questions. Thank you.
I request the moderator to please read out the questions if there are any. Once again, I request the moderator to read out the questions or the queries if there are any. If not, then we can proceed further.
They can share the questions or anything they have to the team, and they can share with me as well.
Yeah, I think if they have no queries, then we can proceed with the next sessions. We have shared once feedback also, in that they can ask any question they want to ask, they can ask. And our quality team, DTM Seham, would answer also. New members, we are waiting for your questions. And our presenter is ready to clarify all your doubts. I think we can proceed.
Fine. So, DTM Jahangir, we can proceed further now? It's fine? Okay. So, DTM Jahangir, thanks for such a lovely presentation. And indeed, I would also second with you that Toastmasters platform is a really, really good platform for your own personal growth. So, now moving ahead, the first baby step of every Toastmaster is the icebreaker speech. And to give the presentation of the same, today we have with us a charming Toastmaster. Her result-oriented and positive outlook clearly defines her charming personality. She was born in India and raised in this beautiful island of pearls, Bahrain. As a data analyst, she has experience both in India and Bahrain. Currently works as business portfolio specialist in finance. Her love for public speaking is not only impressive, but contagious as well. Please welcome DTM Nina Wilson with a big round of applause. DTM Nina, the virtual ground is with you now.
Thank you, MC. How is everyone today? Am I audible? That's the first question that I have to ask. Oh, thumbs up from DTM Khalid. I think everyone is having a really nice time getting introduced to Toastmasters in the beginning. And now we're going to dive right into the deep sea of ice, right? So without much further ado, let me please share my screen and let's learn together what it means to break the ice. So are you guys ready? Can I have a thumbs up emoji that you can give? Okay, I'm seeing a few of them. All right. Okay. Shall I begin? DTM Sunita?
Please.
Okay. Welcome. Welcome to the first session of this beautiful Speechcraft that we have for you. The first session is about icebreaker speech. So come, join me in breaking the ice with me. So what does it mean? Always, whenever I start any particular topic, I love defining it because definition adds beauty into whatever you're trying to learn. Because your learning process always starts with understanding the concept and the reason why it is even named the icebreaker. So let's begin. I'm sorry. Yes, okay. Defining an icebreaker. There is actually a ship that is designed to break through the channel through ice. So when you join a community, or when you have even a simplest meeting with your boss, let's say it's just a 3 people meeting or a 10 people meeting, or in even a function that you're attending, initially you will have this kind of a fear inside you. It is also called as an inhibition. What do you mean by inhibition? An inhibition is sort of a reflex action where your body is stiff. You feel heart palpitations, you feel sweating, or you feel your palms are clumsy, almost like when you're meeting your first crush, right? There is actually a scientific reason behind it. Scientists actually say that when you see, for example, when you see a bear approaching you, what is your first instinct? Anyone? What is your first instinct when you see a bear, a hungry bear approaching you?
Run.
Exactly. But actually, your mind also can be trained to the set of alternatives that you can do instead of just running. Which is why in public speaking, icebreaker is given as the first project. Why? Because you have to familiarize yourself with the certain tools and techniques so that you can overcome your fear of public speaking. Because after all, in the world, in the survey, it is said, people actually fear public speaking even more than death. So what are the techniques and the tactics when you have to learn in giving an icebreaker speech? There's a quick formula for this. You can actually define the word ice. I actually stands for introduction. C stands for content. And E can be further to explain more as examples, elements of surprise, and explaining in detail. Don't worry, we're going to look in detail this quick formula of ICE. So in introduction, it just generally means just introduce yourself. How do you introduce yourself? Hi, my name is Nina Wilson. I work as so-and-so in so-and-so company. I hail from Kerala, but hey, I can speak really good Hindi. I have a family of 4. I have 2 kids, and I live on this lovely island. So that is your introduction. So there goes your first paragraph of your speech. In the second part, which is the second C, it is called content. So how do you build content? For building content, we will go in depth in the coming slides, but all I want you to remember is that in your icebreaker speech also, you can add in so many elements that can become your content. E. E stands for examples, elements of surprise, explaining in detail. Examples. It is so important to explain anything and everything with examples, just like the bear story in your icebreaker. You need to give examples of your life to the audience so that it makes the speech more relatable. You could talk about your parents. You could, for example, I once attended an icebreaker of a child who was from an army background. The best example that she could relate to were the beautiful locations where her father was posted, and she had an experience of meeting different friends all over India. So there you go, an example from her own life. The funny thing that happened is she immediately was able to connect with another army child right there in that meeting. And it was such a beautiful bond to watch. Elements of surprise. What do you mean by elements of surprise? In your speech, you can actually bring in any kind of surprise that will capture the attention of your audience. So why do you have to do this? Public speaking is actually defined as your capacity to persuade an audience. So if you're able to persuade an audience with any kind of beautiful message that you have, then you have absolutely achieved that goal that you have in trying to make that speech. Explaining in detail. You can say, I went to the grocery store, but you can also say, on a Sunday afternoon, when I absolutely felt like making butter chicken, I was craving for the ingredients of that particular dish. So I decided to get dressed, get in my car and drive all the way to Lulu and get all the ingredients for this beautiful dish. But you see the difference. In the first, you just explained the intention. But in the second, you explained in detail the art of storytelling. So this is the difference where this all together forms your formula for your icebreaker speech. Let's move on. Why would you want to give an icebreaker speech? Why? Because when you do anything, your first question is, why should I do it, right? So there are actually quite effects on giving an icebreaker speech. Like I explained the bear story, when you are in an unfamiliar territory or when you are in a group which is not very familiar to you, this is the effect of an icebreaker. When you do an icebreaker speech, you're actually making yourself learn the content that you need to break a conversation with any kind of audience you are with. So it helps you build connections. It actually helps you building the trust with the members, the new faces that you're going to meet, and also to make an impression. Because like I said, we are all here to make an impression. We want to make sure we are recognized, we are acknowledged, and we make a presence wherever we are. We come to how you want to build your icebreaker. This is where I'm going to explain to you the content. That is, in ICE, you have first, which is introduction, second, which is content, and the third, which is examples, elements of surprise, and and those three aspects. So in content, this is how you're going to build your content. You can talk about your childhood. Where did you grow up? What did your parents do? Do you have siblings? Are there any funny stories that you played, you pranks with your sibling, or were you an only child? Then what are the hurdles you faced as a child in terms of public speaking? You can talk about your academics. You can talk about your college life. Were there any roles that you took up in college? Were there any particular hobby or an activity that you did as in your college life? As your career, are you a homemaker? If you're a homemaker, then what are the things that you do at home? What are the different goals that you set for yourself and for your personal growth? If you're a career person, what is the next level that you want to achieve? Where are you currently? And what are you doing for getting the recognition and moving ahead in your career? Or what are the challenges you're facing? In terms of family, who all are there in your beautiful family? Then where have you visited? Maybe if you have traveled with your family, is there any kind of story that you can give us? So how do you build? This is how you build your icebreaker, and this is how you build your content in your icebreaker. I have planted a little tree, a sapling right near to these points, which is why the sole reason for doing so is because your speech, whatever you're making, is like building this little sapling of a tree, because you want it to bloom into a magnificent tree filled with fruits and flowers and everything that you have reaped till now, because this is your life that you're talking about. And the best part of icebreaker is nobody can actually know what's a true story, right? I'm not saying that you're going to bluff in your story, but what I'm trying to say is this is the one speech that only you know yourself the most, and only you can define yourself in the most magical and beautiful manner. And this is how you're going to build your content. Okay, let's come into what are the different parts of your speech. Now, this is a very basic structure that I'm going to tell you about. In your speech, you always have an introduction, you have a body, and you have a conclusion. Okay, so often people come up, whenever people join Toastmasters, they always have trouble in writing a speech. You have trouble in writing a speech because you're not looking at the ingredients of the speech, which is these three, which is introduction, body, and conclusion. What do you mean by introduction? Does the introduction just mean where you are just introducing, hi, I'm Meena? No. Actually, the introduction is said to be the most attractive part of your speech. It is said that within that 13 or 15 seconds, your speech will be judged if it is worthwhile to listen to or not in that introduction. So you can add in all your surprise elements, you can add in all your examples, and even your famous and any kind of quotes that you like. Let me share some details about this. Here is your opening of your speech, or as I call it, the introduction of your speech. It's like a trailer of the movie. How many of you watch Pathan here? Can I have a thumbs up? I think all are just listening right now. So can I have some interaction? Can I have a thumbs up? If you have seen the trailer of the movie Pathan. Okay. So the funny thing is, after watching that trailer, you were very curious to know what exactly is going to happen in that movie. You are very curious to watch Shah Rukh Khan, to watch, understanding there are some kind of a surprise elements in that movie. And there are so many things that you want to see in that movie because there are so many controversial aspects and many things. So this is like the introduction to that big opening of that movie. And which is why it makes us very curious to see what is there about that particular. So this is the same impact about your speech. When, just like the trailer of your movie, your introduction also can reflect. I can give you one example. Once a speaker, he started off his speech. He said, I saw her through the door when she opened and she stepped into the class. My heart started beating. My eyes were fully open, and then he stopped. And then he said, respected dignitaries. And so the entire audience were like, and then what? What happened? So this is how you hook your entire audience on that particular introduction. And then you make them curious and even wanting more to listen to your entire speech. So you have to make it short, but leave the audience curious for more. And you can start with quotes, you can start with facts, you can start with small stories. You can even ask a question. Did you know? You can even start with that. And you can even start with a joke. Last day, something so-and-so happened. And then you can make the audience laugh, relax, you can connect with them, and then you can start your speech. But let me tell you the most important point, which I've mentioned at the end. You do not try maximum. Please do not exceed this more than 1 minute. Why? Because like I said before, the attention span is not more than 15 to 30 seconds of an audience for your introduction. So in your introduction, if you make it more than 1 minute, people will start thinking that this is going to be your entire speech. So you have to make sure that you do not do that mistake. Let's move into the entertainment part of your speech, which is the body. In the body of the speech, you can actually relate to a lot of stories, a lot of incidents from your life that you can even talk about. You can build characters, you can build locations, you can build the inspiration that actually got you here. You can add every single detail. What you have to do here, do not exceed more than 4 scenarios. Why? You don't want to make a speech that is too long. You also don't want to make a speech that is too short to listen to. You need to make an impact, but make it right. So this is the key factor for having the body of the speech. Last but not the least, the conclusion of your speech. It's like the icing on that cake. When you give the final conclusion, you can add a message that you want to take away for the audience. Let me explain this, okay? So I once did a speech on social media detox. I talked to the audience about how I deleted my apps, how I had, withdrawal syndromes because I was not seeing my Instagram and Facebook, and what happened after day 2, what happened after day 3. By the end of the speech, I had motivated my entire audience, my entire club, at least 2-3 of them, to finally take, the opportunity to try out a social media detox. So this is the takeaway from my entire speech to my audience. So in your icebreaker speech also, you can talk about why you are starting as a public speaking, why you're starting a public speaking course. What are you planning to gain from learning this? Which challenge do you want to overcome by learning this? It can be one of the options, but you can be as creative as you want because there is no right and wrong. The only aspect is you trying to overcome your stage fright. So this is how you will conclude your speech and wrap it up like a beautiful gift and give it to your audience. And that's how you complete your entire speech. Moving forward. What is the learning experience of an icebreaker? What do you learn after giving an icebreaker speech? The first one that I just mentioned, it's overcoming your first stage fright. Believe me, it is very difficult to do your first speech because you have that inhibition of getting onto that stage. But the first few seconds when you start, I can assure you, you're going to feel absolutely nervous. You're going to feel like your, heart is pumping, like every ounce of blood that is there. You can feel every fiber of your being trembling and shivering and everything. But after the 10, 15 seconds, you feel like this floating effect. You feel absolutely enjoyable and you feel thrilled that, things are going to get better. You see the audience also responding to you very happily and everything. Slowly, steadily, things get better. And that's where you will understand your area of development. You will understand if there is a particular place where you're not understanding, if you need, to maybe develop in this particular area, then you will start building the trust in yourself and the audience. You will realize that, okay, now I have done this. I have come this far. I know this audience is responding to me positively. Let me try this again. That's the motivation that will seek, that you need, that you will get. You don't need it, but you will get it. Trust me, trust the post process. You will get that confidence at that point of time. After that, you will be delivering a very well-structured story because you will have an introduction, you'll have a body, you will have a conclusion in your speech. And this builds your confidence. You will be easily writing your speeches. You'll be easily delivering your speeches. You'll be getting a feedback based on which you will improvise yourself. And this is a learning, it's a continuous improvement process. It's not a one stand. I started my public speaking journey at the age of 10. I was just 10 years old when I was on stage, knees knocking, head banging, and I made my first speech and I've never looked back. It's been 20 years, 10, 20 beautiful years. I have been doing this process and I know, and I can assure you, it's just that first time. And then afterwards, you get into that drill. You will become really confident as you go on. With that, we come to the end of this presentation. I am so happy that I could actually give you the insight of an icebreaker speech. And thank you so much for this opportunity. I hand over my control back to the MC.
Thank you. Thank you so much, Dr. Sunita. That was indeed a beautiful explanation of the icebreaker speech. And I think you have crushed the whole ice, if I would say. Now, you all are going to witness a demo of the icebreaker speech by a talented Toastmaster. After the demo, Toastmaster Nina Wilson will answer your queries. Please send your queries to the moderator. The demo speaker is Karan C2A Toastmasters Club President. She is a software professional who has balanced all the challenges of work and life successfully. Being naturally introverted, she is here to make friends for life. Please stay tuned to listen to her story, the icebreaker speech of Toastmaster Priyanka Purohit, with a speech titled Lean In. Lean In by Toastmaster Priyanka Purohit.
Thank you, Toastmaster Ramanpreet. I can't see the timer. Okay, she's there.
Okay.
1 second. Okay. A girl from a small town came to a big city with even bigger dreams, lands into a routine, boring life in a foreign country. Sounds familiar, right? But that's not me. Good evening, distinguished guests, fellow Toastmasters, and friends. This girl was brought up in a small town, Devas, to the most loving parents. My father, my Baba, for many was the lucky one, printing Indian currency notes in banknote press. However, life was not easy with his very, very long working hours. My mother, my eye is like a coconut. Very, very, very tough from outside, but so soft, tender, and gentle from her heart. I owe my mental toughness to her. She always taught me to embrace challenges. I guess I took it too seriously. My male friends in the meeting room, do you remember that girl in your school days who used to beat you in the class? That girl was me. All boys used to be really scared of me. Unfortunately, all of them ran away. After schooling, I followed my ambition and opted for computer science as major. Life was pink amongst friends in college, and I completed my master's. Within no time, I was promoted from a student to a job seeker. My dream of becoming a software professional found wings when I received a call from City of Dreams, Mumbai. It was a red letter day in my journey. Unlike Bollywood, I was not much attracted to any prince. And you remember, all the school friends have already ran away. Anyways, my parents began the traditional matchmaking exercise. I was not keen on typical Indian style meeting where the girl present tea to the prospects. Lucky me, my father told me to meet this guy in Mumbai. Our short meeting went well. Later, I went alone to meet my future in-laws. It was an amazing scene. I was served tea and snacks by this guy who was searching for his life partner in me. I was completely humbled and impressed by this gesture of C.A. Vishal Purohit. We agreed to get married, but that was to happen only after 1 year. On one hand, our relationship was developing, and our professional careers have also started taking shape. As destined, even before we could start our courtship, Vishal shifted to a job in Bahrain. It was a very, very, very costly courtship. Unlike now, chatting on phone and messaging was extraordinarily costly. On one occasion, when I was in Belgium, I naively called him from hotel phone. Our meaningless chatter costed me 300 euros. Till today, I'm trying to recover that cost from him. In 2005, I got married. Vishal liked Bahrain so much that he decided to make Bahrain as his second home. I was in a big dilemma, either to give up my career ambitions or lean in and stay alone. But Almighty has different plans for me. I got an opportunity to work here in a software firm. I am working in the digitalization of Bahrain court system. Bahrain is among a very few countries in the world where this digitalization has happened. Today, I appreciate our decision to continue in Bahrain. It's a beautiful country and offers good work-life balance for a working lady like me. We are also gifted with two adorable kids, Shreyasi and David, and my journey to learn continues with them growing up. I firmly believe that we women needs to shift losers giving up thinking of I can't to I can. Believe me, efforts never go waste. So, my dear friends, don't give up, lean in. Over to you, Master of Ceremonies.
Wow, that was such a wonderful icebreaker speech by Toastmaster Kennedy. Now, let's move ahead to make question answer round, for which I welcome DTM Nina Wilson to come forward. DTM Nina Wilson, the virtual control is with you now. Moderator, can you just please check?
He's not available.
DTM Sunita, how do we proceed now, please?
I think we have lost her net connection. She's not
Okay.
here.
Okay.
No, she is in the room, but maybe someone needs just to call her.
She's in the room.
Yes.
Toastmaster Nina.
Sorry, apologies. Why? I'm sorry, I have two uninvited guests in my house who are my toddlers. So the minute they saw I was a little free, they came running. I'm sorry. I'm open to all questions. Please go ahead.
There's one question on the chat box. It says, should we speak the truth in icebreaker? Because it says,
can I have the question again, please?
Should we speak the truth in icebreaker? Because it said, speech reveals the inner person.
Okay, that's a very interesting question. See, when you define truth, okay, a little white lie won't hurt. When I say that, I mean the little jokes that you can say. But at the same time, as per Toastmaster standards, you cannot talk about the religion, sex, and caste and everything. You're not allowed to, discriminate or come up with political issues or anything. Your icebreaker speech should be very honest and very simple, and it should be as sweet as you, I would say. It should reflect the kind of inner feeling that, there is something relatable for the audience with this person. That builds your connectivity. You can talk about anything. You can talk about anything under the sun in your icebreaker speech. Remember, it's all about breaking that ice. It's to take that conversation forward. Your icebreaker should not be your last speech, because it's a first speech. You should have many, many, many more speeches from that. So in that speech, try to bring in as much as relatable things about you. It's all about you. So who you are. After listening to your speech, I should be able to say, I know this person since long. So that is the kind of relatability you should bring. Honesty to a level of 90% if you can, then I would say.
There's another question which says, how do I introduce myself to the new member, and what all contents do I cover in it?
Okay, my question to the person is, when you're introducing to a new member, are you talking about a conversation that the new member you're meeting for the first time? Or are you talking about your icebreaker to the new member? Question should be a little more.
It's related to icebreaker speech.
Icebreaker speech, okay. When you're doing your new icebreaker speech in front of a new member, okay, I would say, okay, I'm guessing that this person who's doing the icebreaker speech has been a little more wild than the new member. In that case, you can actually talk. See, icebreaker speech, again, I want to come back to my point to say that it's about you. So you need to introduce yourself. So you can start with, you can start with, your introductions about why you joined Toastmasters. If there is any funny incident that in that last couple of 10 days or 5 days, for example, I'll give you the best example of our champion speaker. He joined Toastmasters as a bet, okay? he came with his friend who said, I'm going to take you to a drama. Okay. When he attended his first meeting, he told his friend, I think it was an excellent drama because everybody was overreacting. But it was, see, this is just a funny scenario that he was explaining. It was like a joke that he said, but it clicked. It was very relatable. But then afterwards, with that taken, there was also another person who said, I listened to the speech. I didn't find anything wrong with it. But when a person evaluated that speech, I was astonished about how many feedbacks that person could get. So this is also another way of doing an icebreaker in front of a new person, because that person also may have all these doubts. You need to introduce Toastmasters also then in one way or the other if you're doing your icebreaker after being in some time in Toastmasters. I hope it clarifies that question.
Thank you so much. This is the last question that we'll take up with you to the time that we have in hand. You talked about half-a-minute introduction. So
yes.
What's the half-minute introduction that can be taken to entice the audience?
Okay. Let me give you a half-minute introduction right away. If I'm doing my icebreaker, and if I am a singer, I'm not an ace singer, but I would start something like this. Okay. I would literally sing off. Okay. Don't be surprised. I would say in half a minute, Kabhi, kabhi, mere dil mein khayal aata hai. That maybe I should do a speech. And here I am doing a speech. So in that half a minute, I have made sure that everyone, suddenly thinks, what is she doing? That's it. That curiosity part is in check. Then I will slowly start my speech. Okay. You can even you can even add a humor. Like, for example, do you know how a woman becomes a millionaire? This is a joke. Okay. So maybe the audience is expected to respond to that joke with an answer. If she's married to a billionaire, if you get that joke, but that's how you can kick off with this is different kinds of startings for your icebreaker. So this is how you capture that attention. Once that is done, then you're good to go. I hope that clears the answer. Yeah.
Thank you so much, Toastmaster Nina Wilson. I hope you will become millionaire and you will make us all in District 20.
No, but I'll become a billionaire first. Yeah, thank you so much.
Thank you, and back to MC.
That was such a wonderful session, actually. We have come to the end of the session. One, what a marvelous session we had today. As the event chair said, it is the result of many talented leaders' hard work. To propose a vote of thanks, I invite District 20 Speechcraft Coordinator. She is a distinguished Toastmaster and works as consultant pathologist at Bahrain Defense Force. She believes in self-motivation and serving society. She is a member of 3 clubs, advisor for the coordinators of this mass Speechcraft. Please welcome DTM Veena Nagaraj with a big round of applause.
Thank you, Master of Ceremonies, Toastmaster Ramanpreet. So on behalf of organizing committee, it's my privilege to give this vote of thanks. First of all, let me thank the Almighty for making this event possible. And my sincere thanks goes to our district trios who are in charge of the whole district, which is composed of Kuwait, Bahrain, Egypt, and Iraq. That's our district director, DTM Khalid Abdullah, our program quality director, DTM Mona, and our club door director, DTM Yasser, for that never-ending enthusiasm and motivation who has motivated all of us to be part of this event. My special thanks goes to our district director again, DTM Khalid Abdullah, for his visionary project and taking all the initiative with that never fading smile. My thanks goes to the organizing committee for their unwavering commitment. And without saying, my thanks goes to our PR team for those innovative flyers. Thank you very much, our education team who have put so much of efforts in bringing the role players and presenters. A special thanks also goes to our quality team for handling all the members till the last moment. My heartfelt thanks to our event chair DTM Sunita Raghu and DTM Seham for working almost for a month in coordinating with all the clubs and their presidents. Again, thanks a lot to all the registered club presidents and their ESCOM team for taking all the efforts to bring the members, bring the participants, mass Speechcraft participants. My thanks giving is incomplete without thanking our presenters, demo speakers, master of ceremonies, timers, sergeant at arms, and all the others for this wonderful session and the following sessions. And thank you, moderators, for managing the session without any hiccups. And thank you all the other role players who will be part of this team in the upcoming meetings also. Without you people, this would not have been possible. And at the end, last but not the least, the stars, the future leaders, the mass Speechcraft members, thank you very much. Without your participation, without your initiation, without your enthusiasm, this would not have been possible. You're all on the right track to improve yourselves, and definitely, believe me, you will see the changes within you. So thank you one and all. Back to you, Master of Ceremonies.
Thank you, DJ Nagaraji. So with this, we come to the end, and to adjourn the contest, let me invite our event chair dynamic leader, DTM Sunita Raghu.
Thank you, Master of Ceremonies, for conducting this session exceedingly well. Though we are just 10 minutes behind, but it's okay. It's the first inaugural session, but still we will try to stick on to the time, as we Toastmasters, we need to. Thank you so much, all the presenters and all the role players, especially the participants who are with us for the past 2 hours almost. Thanks a lot. Hope you had enjoyed the session really well. And whatever the queries you have already been added into this our quality team by DTM Seham and DTM Veena. So there you can ask any doubt. All the doubts will be answered by our team. So with that, we have come to the end of the first session, and I hereby adjourn the session number 1, Mass Speechcraft. So our next session would be on 8th March, Wednesday at 8 p.m. Bahrain time, Bahrain and Kuwait time. I think 7 p.m. Egypt time. So all other details would be shared immediately after this session. This recording, major presentation will also be shared in the group for the members to know more about it. Thank you. Have a good night, pleasant. I hope you all enjoyed the evening.